Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing very well. So I've been sick for 2 weeks, so I haven't got up some of the videos I wanted to, and one of them I really want to talk about is my most anticipated March releases. I'm going to talk about the 10 that I'm most interested in, but I'm sure as I'm talking right now, I have made little graphics, which I'm putting up so that you can see all of the others that have caught my attention from last year and this year. I've been compiling forever. So there's quite a lot that I want to bring to your attention, but I don't want to talk about all of them. That video would just be too long. So I narrowed it down to the top 10 most anticipated March releases, and I'm going to go from order of publication date. So first up is out March 3rd. This was Angel of Blood by Hayley Briana. So this is a good for her female killer book, which I am all here for. So it says, bloodlust and revenge, those are the three constant things in my life as I race toward my end goal. For my blade to draw the blood of the final man on my list, death is coming for you. Maddox Ashford, and her favorite color is red. Following the death of her sister, Angel finds herself on the path of revenge. That is, until she finds herself falling for the tall, dark, and tatted son of her enemy. Will Angel be able to cross the last name off her list, or will she be the one getting burned? Only time will tell. So, this is good for her. This is revenge, and also some romance sprinkled in there. So yeah, I haven't heard anyone else talking about it, but it is certainly intriguing to me. I really do like female killer narratives if they're done well. So let's move on to the next one. And I will say, out of these 10 that I'm talking about, I was lucky enough to receive 5 of them from NetGalley. So some of them I've already read, so you will be seeing them in wrap-ups, and some of them I am reading currently. So that's the case with this one. March 7th, Monstrilio by Gerardo, Samano, Cordova. I'm already prejudiced for this book because some of my best friends in the world, their last name is Cordova, so I was already like really interested in this book, just good vibes. But this book is literary horror, magical realism. So it says, grieving mother Magos cuts out a piece of her deceased 11-year-old son Santiago's lung. Acting on fierce maternal instinct and dubious logic of an old folktale, she nurtures the lung until it gains sentience, growing into the carnivorous little Monstrilio she keeps hidden within the walls of her family's decaying Mexico City estate. Eventually, Monstrilio begins to resemble the Santiago he once was, but his innate impulses threaten to destroy this fragile second chance at life. This is a thought-provoking meditation on grief, acceptance, and the monstrous sides of love and loyalty. I will be wrapping this up in one of my next wrap-ups, and I will just say, you should pick it up. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yes, but this was one of my most anticipated March releases, and it did not disappoint. So also out March 7th was The Trees Grew Because I Bled There, a short story collection by LaRocca. So this one I have also read, and I just wrapped it up in the wrap-up I just filmed, so I think that will be out before you see this video. I will leave the link to my wrap-up down below. This is a short story collection that has themes of death, sick thoughts, illness, specifically dementia and cancer, as well as hurting and protecting children. The mood of this collection is dark, haunting, and anxious. So if that sounds interesting to you, or if you've read them before, then yes, put this on your TBR. So my next one was out March 14th. This was Pinata by Leopoldo Gout. So this is a possession story with a badass cover. This says, Carmen Sanchez is back in her home country of Mexico, overseeing the renovation of an ancient cathedral into a boutique hotel. Her teen daughters, Isel and Luna, are with her for the summer and left to fill their afternoons unsupervised in a foreign city. The locals treat the Sanchez women like outsiders, while Carmen's contractors openly defy and sabotage her work. After a disastrous accident at the construction site nearly injures Luna, Carmen's had enough and they leave. Back in New York, Luna begins acting strange, and only Azelle notices the chilling changes happening to her younger sister. But it might be too late for the Sanchez family to escape what's been awakened. I do love that. It sounds absolutely great. This is one of my most anticipated of the year, I think. It's just captured my attention ever since I heard about it. All right. Next is one I am currently listening to on audiobook, again from NetGalley. This was out March 14th. This is Feed Them Silence by Lee Mandelo. So this is horror sci-fi. So what does it mean to be in kind with a non-human animal? Or in Dr. Sean Kell-Ludden's case, to be in kind with one of the last remaining wild wolves. Using a neurological interface to translate her animal subject's perception through her own mind, Sean intends to chase both her scientific curiosity and her secret lifelong desire to experience the intimacy and freedom of wolves. To see the world through animal eyes, smell the forest thick with olfactory messages, even taste the blood and viscera of a fresh kill, and above all, to feel the belonging of the pack. Her tireless research gives her a chance to fulfill that dream, but pursuing it has a terrible cost. I'm listening to it right now in audio. I'm about a quarter of the way through. Yeah, I'm so intrigued. Like I said, many of these I have from NetGalley. I've talked about it briefly before, I think, on where I get my books. I will leave that down below that video. But NetGalley is a place that you can request books before they are published. If you are a reviewer. So if you are watching my video and you also make YouTube videos, or you talk about it on Instagram or whatever, you can apply to be a reviewer. You ask them, and sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But yeah, so I highly recommend them because, yeah, you get to read lots of stuff, and usually before it's published to hype the things that you like. So that is Feed Them Silence. Okay, so out March 14th was Nothing But Rain by Naomi Salman. And I haven't heard anyone talk about this, which is a real shame because it seems really, really good to me. So it says, the rain in Aliceville is never ending and no one can remember when it started. There's not much they can remember. With every drop that hits their skin, a bit of memory is washed away. Stay too long in the wet and you'll lose everything you used to be. By the time Laverne begins keeping a journal, the small town she calls home has been irreparably changed. Every drop of water is dangerous, from leaky faucets to the near constant rainfall, and a careless trip outside can mean a life down the drain. With mysterious forces preventing escape, calls for rebellion seem to be on every resident's lips. But Laverne has no interest in fighting, she has no interest in rebellion, she just wants to survive. So yeah, it sounds super freaky deaky, and it reminds me of a little bit of, what is it called? Amatka by Karen Tidbeck, where if you didn't verbally name things, they started to melt and disintegrate, which was also a very fascinating, creepy concept. So I'm really interested in this one. Out the same day, March 14th, was also Blue Hunger, which is an Italian translation. So it says, after her twin's death, a solitary young woman leaves Rome for Shanghai, the city where her brother Ruben has long dreamed of opening a restaurant. She's teaching Italian to Chinese students. There she meets a mysterious girl named Zhu, who is also running from a turbulent past, a violent father, an absent mother, and an extended family who wishes she'd been a boy. Her house is dingy and full of rotting food, like a museum of decomposing organic matter. In the gloom of abandoned textile factories and dilapidated slaughterhouses, the two discover an extreme dimension where biting, swallowing, and taking each other in are part of the erotic ritual. Rooted in an experience of cultural limbo, Blue Hunger takes the reader on a visually stunning, taboo-demolishing journey into the depths of the psyche, from mourning to falling in lust, all in a city of potent dreams, stories, and stimulations. Yeah, it just sounds absolutely great. It sounds really fascinating. It doesn't have good reviews. It has a 3.46 right now on Goodreads. but I usually don't let ratings stop me if it has a weird premise, because many things that are weird or otherwise creepy or just dark get rated poorly, even though it's my cup of tea. So I'm not gonna let that bother me personally. Speaking of weird, out March 21st was Y/N by Esther. So this is about a Korean American woman living in Berlin whose obsession with a K-pop idol sends her to Seoul on a journey of literary self-destruction. Okay, so Moon is the K-pop idol, and there is this woman who is so obsessed that she is stalking him across the globe. I have heard really interesting things about this, that it's a brilliant take on fan culture, especially extreme fan culture, like how you have BTS ARMY. It's not about BTS, but kind of along the same veins of this intense focus and love, like kind of parasitic relationship you have with celebrities or people that don't even know you exist. So I think it sounds so bizarre and so good. This, for example, is one that I did request on NetGalley, but I wasn't approved for it. So I'm sad about that, but you know, no worries. I get granted lots of books that I'm very lucky to have. So, the penultimate one I want to talk about is The Last Catastrophe, which is a short story collection by Allegra Hyde. This is, the general theme is about how humanity grapples in a world transformed by climate change. So it says, a vast caravan of RVs roam the United States. A girl grows a unicorn horn, complicating her small town friendship and big city ambitions. A young lady on a spaceship bonds with her AI warden while trying to avoid an arranged marriage. That one in particular really got me. Anything that's like human AI, I'm immediately there for. So yeah, this is talking about the challenges of our modern age, spanning the length of our very solar system. The 15 stories explore a myriad of potential futures, and all kind of with a sci-fi or fantasy bend. So I am really into short stories this year because I can read them at night when I'm not sleeping and I have insomnia. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's really good. And the last one that I was really anticipating for the month is Cutting Your Teeth by Caylan MacRae. This is following Ezra, who is on the run from his family. So he burns bridges and he gets a new ID and he runs away and he takes money and he can't stay too long because he will get caught. However, one night he's about to restart the cycle. However, he crosses paths with this mysterious and charismatic vampire named Caylan. He promises a way out from a life on the run. Ezra knows there's no helping a man with the devil on his heels, but there's something about Caylan that makes him believe he could finally break free of his family once and for all. It's only a matter of time before the clock winds down and the rest of his troubles come home to roost. However, there's something sinister in the bond and in his blood, a dark fate passed down through generations. So yes, this is fantasy, but with horror elements. It has vampires. It does have some quite dark content, so check trigger warnings. I do have a review on Goodreads. My Goodreads is always linked down below, so if you want to know exactly, then go there. I would recommend this for anyone who liked Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. Very similar vibes. And yeah, those are the 10 most anticipated books that I had for March. And also a bunch of honorable mentions, which I flashed up at the beginning. Let me know if I missed anything, or also most anticipated releases for the coming months, obviously, April and onwards. So I really look forward to hearing what you think, if you're going to pick up any of these books. And also, yeah, just join NetGalley if you're not there already. If you review books anywhere, join NetGalley. And Libro FM, which Rachel from Shades of Orange recently turned me on to. So, yes, I will see you in another video soon. Lots of love. Bye!